This first meeting, I think, is between the president and the leader of North Korea, the two people who are the decision makers, who will ultimately decide what arrangements are acceptable. But make no mistake about it, while these negotiations are going on, there will be no concessions made. The activity of this administration to disrupt the North Korean economy, to put pressure on North Korea, to galvanize the world in a way that you have countries from the Middle East to Europe and Asia placing sanctions on the North Korean regime, those will continue, and we'll see how the talks and the negotiations proceed.
Are there concrete actions that they've agreed to take?
Again, this meeting, this potential meeting has been agreed to. There are no additional conditions being stipulated, but again, they cannot engage in missile testing, they cannot engage in nuclear testing, and they can't publicly object to the U.S.-South Korea planned military exercises.
Is there any chance this blows up, doesn't happen?
There's the possibility. If it does, it's the North Koreans' fault. They have not lived up to the promises that they made.
I do believe a major reason why they're having this meeting is because the economic sanctions have a very big impact on both their economy and their ability to get pieces of material and other things they need for their weapons programs.
I want the president to succeed. When the president succeeds in negotiations like this, the United States succeeds. It makes us safer. It makes the whole world safer. But I am very worried that he's going to go into these negotiations and be taken advantage of.
I don't think anybody really believes that North Korea is prepared to denuclearize. Now, maybe a freeze where they say, all right, we are a nuclear power. Right. Let's get some security guarantees. But denuclearization, if somebody is saying, I've heard it suggested, that that's what the North Koreans have already agreed to, I would question that.
What we have to hear more of is how we are going to get to those concrete, verifiable steps toward denuclearization before this meeting occurs. I've talked a lot about the diplomatic runway, the length we have left on the diplomatic runway, ways we can work with North Korea, work with China, who's enabled North Korea in many cases, to make sure that we're putting maximum pressure on them. But we have to have those steps, those real concrete steps before this meeting occurs, because after this meeting, there's going to be very little left of that diplomatic runway.